This is Pogacar being a domestique for Isaac Del Toro. What a strange situation to see on a mountain stage, the leader of the Tour de France working for a teammate which is supposed to normally be helping him. But Pogacar's won that many stages. It seems like his weakness at this point is just kindness. He wants to gift some victory to his teammate Del Toro, almost like a coach training his student. The Tour de France is over. Yesterday's video, I was quite optimistic that we were going to see a resurgent Jonas Vingegaard in this final week of the Tour de France, especially on the Alpe d'Huez stages, as well as today. But unfortunately, bad luck has struck and it has changed the race forever. Now, this year's race is won by Tadej Pogacar at this point. If Pogacar escapes this type of bad luck, which he always seems to, then he's going to win the Tour de France for the 5th time. He hits the ground quite hard here and he stays down, which is always a bad sign. And he has broken his collarbone. He's holding it there. It's a bad fracture. He's going to need surgery. And that is the end of this year's Tour de France, unfortunately. I was hoping to see a Jonas Vingegaard attack today. I was really looking forward to it. They had Campenaerts up the road. They had their team plan down and they were doing really well. It was being executed perfectly. But unfortunately, this is what happens in cycling. You can be going super well and then all of a sudden bad luck can just strike out of absolutely nowhere and change everything. But even bad luck seems to evade Tadej Pogacar, and in today's stage, he plays domestique for Del Toro. He's in such a comfortable position that he can actually ride for his teammate to win the stage. Have we ever seen this before on a mountain stage? I'm not sure. We may have seen it like for sprints, but definitely not for mountain stages. But Del Toro is not able to finish the job in which Pogacar tried to set him up for. He tries several times to attack Remco, but he just can't get rid of him. Here's his final effort here, and you can just tell by his body language that he doesn't have anything left. He just sits down. Remco with a huge burst, but Pogacar's right on his wheel. And look at Pogacar now. He sits back in the saddle and his mouth is barely even open, and he just follows Remco all the way to the finish line, and he's not even trying to sprint past him, whether he's totally cooked and just hiding it well, or was he actually thinking, you know what, I'm not going to win another stage because I tried to help my teammate win and I just can't win it because of that. Because, I don't know, an awkward bus situation afterwards maybe, or he's just so loyal to his friend and teammates, trying to keep his morale up, that he doesn't want to win the stage that he tried to set him up to win. Or he's just super kind to Remco today and he wanted to give him a present. But by the looks of it, in my opinion, Tadej was not going all out in this sprint at the end. He could have come around, especially, in the last 100 meters there around this bend. He could have taken Remco on and won this stage. But do you know what? Whether it was intentional or not, it's just nice to see Remco Evenepoel win a mountain stage. You can tell how hard he's worked to get in shape for this. But, another part of me kind of thinks, well, I want to see the best man win. And if Pogacar was the best today, they should have just played it for him. And I think kindness was Pogacar's weakness. The only weakness that Pogacar seems to have right now is kindness. He wanted to give his teammate a stage. But, but to be fair, Del Toro, he already has a stage. He won one of the first stages. I think it was stage 2. So he already has a stage win. But out of kindness, I think Pogacar just wanted to try and help him win. If it wasn't going to be Yates earlier in the stage, he wanted it to be Del Toro. So, yeah, I have mixed feelings about today. I'm just so disappointed to see Jonas crash out in such an unexpected and unfortunate way. I mean, he was setting himself up with his team for a huge attack on this super steep climb. Just looking at the final climb, Plateau des Solaisons, 1,500 meters of elevation. 11.3 kilometers at 9%. This is a seriously steep, grueling kind of climb that gets a little bit easier at the end. But yeah, Remco breaks the Sulazon record with a time of 32 minutes and 3 seconds, just 1 second quicker than Pogacar. Using AI, I've estimated the power and watt per kilo done by Remco here. Obviously, we can't be sure because we don't have the actual power data, but it's in the region here of between 415 and 425 watts for half an hour. That's approaching 7 watts per kilo here, between 6.4 and 6.7 watt per kilo possibly. These are insane numbers, and it's great to see that Remco was actually able to hold on to the pace set by Pogacar here, which was enough to get rid of Paul Cesas in the process as well. But Del Toro and Pogacar seem to be the strongest climbers in this Tour de France up to this point, but Remco Evenepoel, he's proven himself today that he can do it as well, winning his first mountain stage in his career at the Tour de France. Let's not forget, this is a guy who won the Vuelta, so he definitely has the ability to do this if he can focus himself enough on this goal, which he has done. But the question is, did he win the stage as the strongest in the whole race today, or was Pogacar kind enough to let him take it? It's just great to see Remco win, and even if it was a gift at the end of the day, he still performed amazingly well. And I don't think Pogacar could have done much better than Remco today, even if he tried. I think it still would have been a smallish gap that he may have won by if Pogacar went for it, but maybe I'm wrong there. But Remco's performance here is very, very good, and he should be very proud of that. And in his interview afterwards, he did sound very, very pleased with himself, and rightly so. Dave Jones says, early Christmas present for Remco from Poggy. Yeah, you know what? That was my opinion. I think this was a gift offered up. Whether it was intended as a gift or whether it was just Poggy just being really kind to Del Toro and not wanting to win the stage that he was clearly trying to help him win. In the end, Del Toro tells Poggy that the fall and the blow to the buttocks vexed him, and the lady didn't even offer him a sandwich. I'm not sure what that means. Defeated Pogacar, you must be joking. Pogacar was pulling for Del Toro and gave a chance to his partner, but Remco, because he beat Del Toro, Pogacar didn't have the time or space to win. I don't agree with this comment, actually. I think he did have time and space to win. I think it was just the dynamic of the friendship between him and Isaac. He doesn't want to win the stage that obviously was meant for him to win. I think that's just the kindness coming through. Pogacar might just have a bit of a weakness there with his kindness. But in a way, it's a good thing. It makes him more likable. But in a racing sense, this cost him the stage win today, in my opinion. Why does Poggy let Remco win? Yeah, I mean, good for the sport. Yeah, I mean, it's getting us talking about it, isn't it? And, you know, he made it really obvious as well that in his body language at the end that he wasn't trying. So it may be one of those double-edged things where, of course, he does the right thing for his friend as a kindness, but his body language is also suggesting he wants everyone to know he could have won this stage without saying it. Yeah, Taddy's just spinning. Nice move by Poggy that leaves him the victory. Yeah, I mean, people aren't stupid. I think most people have the agreement here that this was a gift in a way, whether it was intended as that or not. Shame people can't respect this performance after criticism about not being able to climb. Got to keep this guy down. Remco's performance today was really incredible. It was really impressive. He's been training hard to lose weight and get in shape for these big climbs, and this was a really steep, long climb as well. Today's victory, however it was won, was Remco's. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'm really looking forward to covering Alpe d'Huez when it comes to it. I'll be there as well in person. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video.